Many Jamaica Plain musicians have played all over the city and all over the country, but there have been few opportunities for them to get together in JP itself on a large scale. That is, until last year's inaugural JP Music Fest. On Saturday, September 8th, more than 24 bands will be performing as part of the second annual JP Music Fest. It's co-produced by the two gents who are my guests today, Shamus Moynihan, festival president, who's a local promoter and booking agent for places like the Midway Cafe, and Rick Berlin, who is a singer-songwriter who has appeared as a solo act as well as frontman for a variety of bands. He's currently with Nickel and Dime. Welcome, gents.
Hi, Chris.
Good to see
Thanks
you.
for having us.
All right. First of all, how did this get started last year? Whose crazy idea was it?
Well, I ran into somebody at the Lizard Lounge, and he said, "Why isn't there a Jamaica Plain Music Festival?" And I thought,
right. What other part of the city has a festival? Or did that?
there's one in Somerville, there's one in Cambridge.
Oh, okay. So
there's
other
one in
cities.
Alston.
Yeah. Okay.
But Jamaica Plain has so many musicians; it's filled with them.
Yeah.
And so the light bulb went off, and I ran into Shamus at the laundromat, and we called Randus, and we got all excited. And you know, as Shamus's boss, one of his bosses at the Midway said, "This is going to be either the best thing that ever happened to you or the worst." But we got it done.
It's a combination of the both. You know, it's a lot of work, and nobody gets paid. The bands don't get paid. Nobody that produces it gets paid, but it's worth every minute of it at the end. And you know, I don't think we could have done this in any other part of the city. You know, you could have a festival, and they have their festivals in Alston and different parts of the city, but the concentration of artists and musicians in Jamaica Plain, it just made it, why wasn't this to happen 20 years ago, you know?
It's affordable because we don't pay anybody. That's why.
Now, did you, based on the positive response you got last year, how many bands applied and how many made it through your
Last year, we decided to have an open call for musicians because, I mean, Rick and I are both in the music industry. I'm not a musician, Rick is, but we all know plenty of bands and plenty of musicians that live in JP, but we didn't want it to be the Friends of Shamus and Rick Festival. So we had an open call for musicians, put it out, posters, Facebook, everything, said, hey, come down, meet us Sunday for a couple hours, bring a CD, say hi. And last year we had several. This year we did the same thing. We had close to 150 applicants.
Wow. Now, what kind of music is it? I mean, I know, is it all the kind of music you like to play there, or how?
Not at all, no. We've got, we have a mariachi band, we have some classical music, we have jazz, we have rap, we have rock, we have indie rock, we have singer-songwriter. It really covers the gamut, and I'm sure we've excluded people or forgotten about them that need to be there, and we'll make up for it next year.
We even have an opera singer this year.
Oh, wow. So you've really got to... Now, have people, has the myth from last year been making it difficult for you guys to live up to last year, or or to top yourselves?
Last year was amazing, and we had Gordon Gano from the Violent Femmes who played with Rick and his band. His sister lives in Jamaica Plain. That's how we knew, and he was so generous, came out here on his own dime. We tried to offer him dinner, anything, he wouldn't take it. And that was kind of our big thing last year, but that wasn't even the biggest attraction. It was just added to that. And this year, it's like we can stand on our own, and the lineup of the 25 bands that we have are just incredibly talented musicians.
There's a mixtape on the site that you can hear all of these bands.
Yeah, there's one song from every band.
Already.
Yeah, at jpmusicfestival.com, you can listen to one song from every band.
Wow. That's terrific. Now, are you going to have, food and vendors around there, sort of like Wake Up the Earth, or is this?
Yes, but on a much smaller scale. We will be selling our T-shirts. We will have a place where all the bands can actually sell their merch, and they will get 100% of the revenue from their CDs. The bands get all of that, and we will have food vendors there, smaller amounts. But this is basically about the music. You know what I mean?
All right, and then you got to tell us, we got 1 minute left, but can you tell us a little thing about your mascot or who this being is?
The albino squirrel is a feature of Jamaica Plain, has many sightings, and there's a lot of stuff.
Oh, so there's an actual albino squirrel. Oh, yes.
There are pictures and video if you go on YouTube.
Worldwide.
There's a discussion
sort of like the Loch Ness Monster, but it's an albino squirrel.
No, he exists.
There is.
Well, the Loch Ness Monster exists.
It may be one, it may be many. He may have died. There may be more. There's a lot of myths about the squirrel. But
they procreate.
All right. Well, you have to come. All right. So it's this Saturday. What time does it start?
September 8th. Next Saturday, September 8th.
September, yeah.
12 to 7 at Jamaica Pond, the corner of Perkins and the Jamaica Way.
It's great for kids.
Lots of kids events.
A policeman on a horse.
Okay. And finally, what is the website they can check to see the order of the performers?
Jamaica Plain, jpmusicfestival.com.
All right. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you very much.
Shamus, thank you so much. And thank you, Albino Squirrel.